Well, folks, I know you're used to hearing me talk about dating. I'm going to take this in a whole different direction now. You know, there's a lot of people on YouTube that are talking about quote unquote Fire Stick and codes and downloading into your TV through downloader and things like that. And they're already discussing things. But I'm not here to give you codes. I'm here to talk about some very serious stuff. And what I mean by that is I'm here to tell you that you've been lied to by the cable companies, by a lot of online advertisements for, say, DirecTV or Sling or YouTube TV, telling you about paying all this money for your cable. Well, I found an app that works. And it is free cable, both on the sports side and channel-wise. And what's interesting is you can be watching HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, Stars for nothing. Not a dime. And on a couple of other apps that I ran into, which were really, really good, like MobiFlix, FlixVision. Those two apps, you can receive Netflix for free, Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, HBO Max. Shall I go on? And so all these cable companies that, like Fire Stick at one point, had StreamFire on it. But they discovered that these companies that were putting out these apps were actually robbing them of being able to charge a lot of money for all these services that you don't even have to pay for. So they got rid of them. They took them right off the app. They actually started blocking them out of their apps. You know, the ability to be able to receive them as an app, a real app. Because nobody's making any money if it's free, right? So, here's another scam, right? By the big cable companies, the ones that are in charge of making sure that you pay your fees to be able to watch and view what you want. So let's talk about StreamFire, right? I want to tell you something. This is a fact. This is not a lie at all. StreamFire is one of the biggest things that I enjoy watching. I can watch anything. Sports, FX, USA, TNT, TBS, Showtime, whatever, FX, E, ESPN for free. Yeah, well, they ain't telling you all this, right? And here's the other thing is the ESPN Plus, you know how you have to pay for that in order to get all the pay-per-view. With StreamFire, you don't have to pay nothing. You can watch the pay-per-view matches for free. What's interesting about this is the cable companies want to charge you an arm and a leg. And they don't want to expose that, you know what, years ago, when I had a satellite dish, C-band satellite dish, I can remember I had HBO, Cinemax, Showtime for free anyway. And then the cable companies, they got involved and they said, wait a minute, people own these C-band satellite dishes. Shouldn't they be paying for our services? Should they be able to receive that for free? And so they blocked and started scrambling all that. And then people were getting digital boxes and unscrambling their stuff anyway. You can't stop it. People don't understand. You're not going to be able to stop people from finding ways to get around the cable companies. You're just not. The cable companies want to control everything. They want to control your content, what you view, what you don't view. They want to be able to track you when you're viewing it, when you're not viewing it. It's all about consumer advertisements and products, and they live on that. They want to know what you like, what you don't like. There's a lot of AI technology involved in all this, keeping track of everything. So when you see this stuff, like I do, on my TV, and I'm watching it for free, it's crazy. While America is watching it and viewing it because they download it and they think, oh, is that legal for you to do? It's legal for you to do whatever you want with your TV. If you want to download apps into it, you can do that. You're not pirating anything. You're not doing anything wrong by doing that. Oh, they'll make it seem like you are. You're doing something that you're not allowed to do. No, that's not true. If I get an app from Google Play Store, is it illegal for me to get an app from Google Play Store? Is it? Even if it violates the cable company's ability to charge for those movies and all that other stuff. But Google Apps seems to be okay with being able to put it on Play Store and you download it right into your phone or your computer or your whatever, right? Interesting, huh? But then we're not talking about this. You see, that's the problem. Everybody wants to control your content. They want to know what you're watching and when you're watching it, so they can keep track of your ass. They want to know how much you're watching, the times that you sit down and watch it. They don't want you to have free content. That way they can't control what you're watching. And especially use a VPN. VPN is real important because I'm not saying you're trying to block the government from being able to keep you from being tracked. Okay, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that that's what we use a VPN for. But we want to keep ourselves private. We don't want the world to know what we're watching and what we're viewing and how we're viewing it. That's the whole reason for a VPN, is to block people from being able to know what your content is and what you're watching. You have a right to your privacy. And so that's why VPNs are important to be using while using any app. I don't care what it is. And a lot of these, Sling, HBO Max, so forth and so on, will not allow you to use a VPN because you block the ability for them to know what your content is, what you're watching, what you're not watching. This is what I'm trying to tell you. These big companies that are making you pay for all these apps are also tracking your ass. And they don't want you to be blocking them from being able to do that. Is that legal? You have a right to your privacy, but yet they're not giving you that right to privacy. Interesting. So, here's the problem. That's why this is serious. That's why you need to understand when you are using apps that you can download into your TV very easily. Of course, they don't want you to know that. But it's true. You can be watching everything for free and not even worried about whether a cable company knows what you're viewing and what your content is. You have all kinds of family stuff that's available on FlixVisions. They have channels like crazy, and You can they have children's channels, faith channels, whatever. I mean, they have it all. They even have Showtime and HBO for free on that. So, my suggestion to you is to look into all this. Because you're being lied to. You're being duped. You're being told something that isn't true. To keep you from wanting to view the content that you want to view whenever you want to view it in your privacy of your own home without anybody interfering with what you watch. Don't be a sucker. Don't believe in these big cable companies that are telling you you can't do that. Yes, you can. And they know you can. They've been trying to block this for years. And now the internet is opening it back up. And they are not happy. They are going to lose so much money. Anyway, if you want me to explain some more stuff about this, put it in a comment. And say, hey, explain to us more about how to do this and how to get in touch with all this and explain it in detail. Before I go, though, I want to share something with you. A lot of these people that are putting out on Google, I'm not putting them down or anything. That's not what I'm doing. But what they are doing is they want you to go to unlinked.link on the downloader in your TV and download this so that you can get their gaming apps. You don't need all that. There is one code. One. And it's all you need. And all the codes that you need to download stuff into your TV is on that one code. No joke. And you will be able to download every streaming app you can imagine right into your TV. Which, by the way, Fire Stick doesn't want you to have it. And these cable companies don't want you to have access to that. Because it's free content. They don't like that. They don't like that at all. They don't like the fact that you can get Netflix and Showtime and Cinemax and HBO for free. Oh no, this will stop that. But it's true, you can't. And it's perfectly legal. I mean, the FBI is not going to come to your house and say, hey, why are you bootlegging that? You're not. I'm not doing anything. Did I create the content? No, I didn't. But if it's out there, I'm going to have the right to, as a citizen of this country, be able to view whatever I want on my TV, and there's nothing they can do about it. You have that freedom. You have that right. Just keep that in mind. Like I said, if you want to know that one code that will give you access to all that streaming stuff for free, you just put it down in the comment that you want it, and I'll put it out there. Till next time, I got some more dating stuff to bring. Because I like talking about that, because that is where all the scammers and all the money's going to other people illegally. That is illegal. Let's talk about legal versus illegal. And abusing people and taking from somebody is not legal. Until next time.